Hey guys, it's Greg here. I wanted to do a little bit deeper analysis with you guys into Ethereum to try to see what's going on here with Elliott waves and possible projection, because there's a lot of opinions on what's going on regarding Elliott waves. You keep seeing different counts, and people keep saying, hey, it's going down to, I mean, I even seen targets of $80 on Ethereum, which I think is ridiculous in my opinion. But what I want to say is that when it comes to Elliott waves, the cycles are going to play out. So like right now, we have a situation where things have been pretty bearish for a little while. And the question on what's Ethereum doing, is it bullish or is it just going up in a corrective wave? I want to go over the overall picture of Ethereum to try to dissect what's going out. Obviously, it's just going to be kind of my opinion on the counts, but there'll be alternative counts I'll look at too. So mainly it's going to be into this section that I have here on my screen that I want to go into, and then comparing it to that section, this other section of Ethereum, what we can dissect and know what we know for sure. Now, when it comes to Elliott waves, the cycles, when I say the cycles or sequences always play out, they always do. There's people that do Elliott waves ever since the I think it's a grand super cycle started, where they're actually including, I think the tulip mania was like wave one, and I think somebody's saying of the grand super cycle, the whole thing, we're at like we hit the peak of wave 3. We could be going into a wave 4, which could last 10 or 20 years, where we're just kind of doing sideways action in the markets. Whether I haven't seen that, I've just heard about it, and then there's other opinions on that. But with Ethereum is going to be in a cycle, and it's going to complete that sequence, whether there's more deeper correction or it's a longer correction. It just makes some changes. Something devastating might happen where the Fed raises interest rates up to 10 or 15%, and that can change some sequences too. But at the end of the day, the sequences it's going to play out. It's not going to be 1, 2, and then Ethereum. I mean, it could. Ethereum's just going to die out. More than likely, that's not going to happen. It could happen, but more than likely, it won't happen. The sequence is going to play out. So let's start from the beginning and see where we are with Ethereum. So I'm on the weekly chart and just looking at the structure of what we have, and we can see that just from the beginning here, we have a highest peak on the RSI in this wave. So this is a third wave. We can understand that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a primary wave 1 right there. So we can figure that part out. And it came down in a deep correction, a very, very deep correction, which was, it looks like, look at that, 94% correction. So Ethereum went from 1,374 down to $84. Okay. So here's a wave 1, and this is a wave 2. Now, this is what's open for debate, because what I'm seeing is that this is primary wave 1, 2, and I think some people are putting this primary wave 3 right here, which I disagree with that. And the reason I have this on log right now. So if this was primary wave 1 and this is 2, and some people are saying this is 3, on Elliott waves, this is the most wave with the most momentum, and that wouldn't fit. It won't fit because the momentum on the RSI, we have high momentum here. So that the 3 wave of this primary, it'll have the higher momentum going up probably beyond 100. So that third wave on that is going to be out here somewhere. Okay, based off this RSI data that I have down here. It couldn't be here. That wouldn't make any sense. So this is a lower degree play, in my opinion, of what's going on right here. It's not a primary move. It's a lower degree. And Now we're this area where this is a wave one. We know that that's a wave one. We break that down, go into the daily. Where's that wave? This wave right here on the daily. So you can see on the RSI on the daily, that's what you want to see. You have divergence. So from here to here, there's divergence on the daily. So this is an impulse wave. This is like some sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is an impulse wave. So this is some type of wave one, more likely a wave one, and back down for a 2. So go back out to the weekly. So we know that this is a wave one because we have divergence. You're not going to have that divergence on the weekly, but you want to see it on the daily. And this will be a wave two. So did it correct deep enough? So you have from here to here. Look at that, 75% correction. It went from 357 to $90 in price. So that's a deep enough correction for a wave two. And this will be a lower degree. You can't go 1, 2, 3, obviously. So this is a lower degree wave one. So the next question is this, first of all, I want to take this off log and show you guys something too before I forget. Here it is off a logarithmic scale, and just showing you the sequence of events. Here's this third wave, and it went up for this parabolic fifth wave move to complete that cycle one. And saying this up here is the third, even though it looks like huge parabolic, it's not going to make sense. The 1, 2, the 3 is going to be out here somewhere where it's going to take this out. It's going to take that RSI out. Okay. It'll take this one out, and that when that gets taken out, that's when you know you're in your third. That'll probably be the end of the third primary wave, way up here somewhere. Where that will be, who knows? Probably 10, 20,000 or something like that. It'll be way up there, and it'll take that RSI out, and probably, you know, like up to 102 or something like that, which is possible with cryptocurrencies where they can get up that high on the RSI. So just to give you an idea, right now on the weekly, it's just sitting at 51. So on that third wave, it'll be like at 102, 103, taking that one out, and this one out too. And then that's where that third wave will be. And that'll be obviously your time, you know, when you'll exit. That's what I'm looking for on that. So I just want to show you guys that, why I think the third wave, you know, people are putting it here, primary third wave here or here, and then this is dumping down. I just don't think that's the case. This third wave is still in play. So technically, you'll be in we're in the middle of somewhere of a third wave, more than likely. So now we have this wave, and we can see even on the weekly, here's the highest RSI, and we even have massive divergence on the weekly. So this is likely a wave of this wave. And just checking it with a fib extension, what kind of move we had was just a serious move. Let's see what it is off log here. Yeah, I mean, just a serious parabolic move right there. And let me see, make sure my, you know, it went crazy. This was a serious parabolic third wave. So this is definitely a third wave of some sorts. There's no doubt about that. Make sure. Oh yeah, my fib targets. I need to do fib extension targets. That's the target. So on the fib level, it hit the 2.618. So that's acceptable. So we see here on the RSI on the weekly, that's the third of the third, and this is the fifth of the third. So we know that. So that's right. So it went into parabolic third. Now the question is this the fifth? The fifth, okay? Or is this the fourth? Is the fourth over here? Or did the fourth end right there? Now here's where the debate is. And I'm going to use a little bit of logic and reason behind this, where the fourth wave could be there. And the reason it could be there is because this was such a parabolic move on the third wave of Ethereum that the fourth wave was not shallow and not as long. Okay. And it did its correction and went up for a fifth. That would be the argument that I would use. The argument others would say that this fourth wave, according to Elliott wave, the second wave needs to have some sort of in time relation to the fourth wave. So they're saying the fourth wave is over here. Okay. And that could be. This all could be a fourth wave correction. And then it's going up for a fifth wave move. Or there's a, whether this is a short fourth wave and then it completed a fifth, and this is another cycle, wave one, and it's coming down for two. Okay. So if the fourth wave, how are we going to know whether the fourth wave is over here or the fourth wave is over here? Okay. And I think the answer is in this wave right here. So if this wave is an ABC, then the fourth wave is going to be over here. If it's an impulsive wave, then the fourth wave, let me just go ahead and delete that. The fourth wave is over here, and that was a fifth wave. Okay. All I'm saying is there's a probability that this could have happened. We really don't know yet, but I think the answer is going to be in there, in this wave. So what I'm going to do is try to dissect this wave and see exactly what happened in this wave. So let's go down to the daily and see. I've already looked at it a little bit to try to put this wave right here together. Okay. And on the daily, so right now, the debate is what the count was coming down here, and it's if this is an impulse move up. Okay. So this would be the third. Here's your third on the daily, and it came down for a fourth. And then this is the fifth. And that could work. There is divergence. So you have a higher high on the on the price and a lower low there. So it could work. There's a possibility with that. Now, going in and breaking this down, I'm going to start with this wave. So it's either going to be starting here. It depends on what your count was here, or it started right here. You could have a wave, some sort of wave one here, and then up for a wave where you can get a count. On the daily chart, there is divergence from here to here on the daily. So more than likely, this here was an impulse, but did it start here or did it start over here? And if you look at the, if you look at this RSI, that's open for debate. So is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? That it can be that. It can be that. That is a possibility that a lot of people just aren't looking at, that this could be 1, 2, and then here's your 3 up for your 3, 4, and then a 5. Okay. But then that would make it A, B, C. So So here's a 5 wave. We can get 5. Let me erase that. We can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 there. A 3 wave move down. And then right here, because this 5 wave move needs to be 1, 2. Here's 3 of 3, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is what some of the ones are trying to say. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then from this third, this is the third of the third. So this needs to be a wave. So this needs to be a wave right here of, there's divergence there. And then this wave, this needs to be an impulse right here. That needs to be an impulse. And, there's minimal divergence. There is some divergence there. So that is a possibility on the daily. It's minimal on the daily. Let's go down the 12-hour and take a look at it. Where is that wave? Right here. So if you see, that wave doesn't appear to be impulsive. I don't see how you can get an impulse wave out of this, because that third wave, even on the 12-hour, there's no divergence on that wave. And then go down the 8-hour. Let's even see if we got divergence on it. So yeah, where is that? Okay, here's the wave. And then that would be the 3, 4, and 5. So see, that's my issue. That's my issue with it, is that there's divergence on the 8-hour. On the 8-hour chart, there's divergence there, but it's not on the 12-hour, and it's not on the daily. So that's where it's open for debate, because if this is a 1, 2, that this is the wave that's going to change, in my opinion, whatever this was, whether this is a part of the correction or this is a 1, 2 to make that a 5th wave, is going to change the outcome of Ethereum, I think, right there. But on the 8-hour chart, there's your third wave peak, and you have a higher price and a lower RSI to make that an impulse like that, which would make this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just like that. So let's check the Fibonacci levels just to see if it's reasonable. And you see, yeah, that's reasonable, 2.618 on that third wave. So more than likely, this is a 1, 2, 3, and down for 4, and then up for 5. Let me get rid of these right here to show you with a little bit more clarity. So that can be labeled out as an impulse, and where the 4th wave could have ended there, and then this 5th wave ended there. So, you have the divergence there. Here's your third with your divergence to the 5th on that wave. And there's your peak on your third, down for the 4th and up for the 5th, where you have divergence there. If there's divergence, guys, it is an impulse wave. But the thing is that I don't like about it is, on the daily, you can't get that divergence. I mean, there's a little bit, there's a little bit. So you have, there's a, right there, if you can see that RSI is even. So you could call that diverged because the price is higher. So maybe it was a weak wave 1, and this is a wave 2, and this is a wave 3, and this is a wave 4 right here. I don't like that wave 4 because it looks, you know, more like a wave 2. You know, it looks more like a wave 2 to me, or like a B wave in an ABC move. And then you go up for that 5th. So if that is the case, go yeah, out to the no, I'll stay on the daily. If that is the case with Ethereum, then the count on the weekly would be that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that this now right here, where is it, would be a 1, and we're coming down for a 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Not that deep, but you know. And if you go into Ethereum right here on this section of it, let's go into the 8-hour again. You go into this section of Ethereum, it would make sense to me where that was a lower degree wave 1, and it's coming down to correct, you know, whether you want to call this A, B, C, or a some sort of W, you know, WXY. This can be an ABC, by the way. This can be a long C. C waves can go from 1.618 in crypto, they can go to 2.618. You know, people don't think they can do this. They can. You see them all the time in crypto. You can have a little A wave for a B and then down for a C, like that. You can have that. And as a matter of fact, sometimes they got these expanded flats in crypto where the B goes up here and the C whips down like that. You see, I see them all the time in crypto, and people think that this needs to be 1-to-1, and it's not true. I see them all the time in crypto, especially in the smaller assets. So ABC, where this is a 3, 1, 2, 3, right? And then down for some other type of zigzag, you know, where there goes up like this, like that, you know, and it comes out and it takes that low out. So to me, that makes a little bit more sense, where it come down to maybe 2000 again or something like that. And you have a 3, no, I take that. That wouldn't be a 3. This would be a 3, and then a 5, like this. So it'd be a flat. Not to say it would go down that low. I'm just saying like something like that. And then the whole cycle, that wave 1. So right here, this wave 1 would have corrected, say, you know, just right there is 55%. So it might need to correct like, you know, 70, at least 70% or something like that, you know, down to 1500, which would make a little bit more sense to me on what's going on with Ethereum on the weekly. Go back to the weekly, like that, where this wave 2 makes it a deep correction, because look at these corrections on Ethereum right here. So this wave 2 was down 90%. Granted, that's a large degree, but even this one, you know, it went down 74%. I'm just thinking like out loud right now that I don't think out of this whole wave that correction would be deep enough. And it would make sense to me that if it came down to 1500, which is a possibility, that would be the wave 2. All right, a higher degree. So this is yeah, like minor, and then this would be like intermediate. That would be an intermediate wave 1. It's coming down to 2, and then Ethereum will be going into wave 3 of 3, where you could have some pretty significant targets. That's where people would be making claims of $15,000 or even a $25,000 Ethereum, which if it's a 3 of 3, that could be possible. Now, the alternative is what everybody else has, where you take this away, and this we're waiting for the 5th wave. And personally, I don't want it to be that. I want it to correct deeper. I don't want it to be this, because this 5th wave, more than likely, it's going to be, since this is an extended 3rd wave, it's going to be more or less about the same length as the wave 1 or thereabouts. So you're looking at, let's say Ethereum's already corrected, or it comes down like that. So you're looking at, an $8,000 Ethereum, which is fine. That's still awesome gains from where it is right now. That's over double. But I hope it's not that. Now, the argument with it is obviously a lot of people are going to make that know Elliott waves is that this wave 2 needs to be, more or less about the same size as the wave 4. But like I said, the argument is that this was such a parabolic wave 3 that the wave 4 could have just been shallow and short, and it went up to complete a wave 5. That is possible. Usually doesn't happen on a large scale on a weekly like this, but you can see that type of wave movement in the smaller assets on a smaller scale. They do make different size waves like that. Like a longer wave 2 in time, and then the wave 3 went up so much that the 4th was very shallow and very short, and it just went to complete that wave 5. So, that's what I'm thinking, guys. I'm just thinking out loud that is a possibility that, there's not, in my opinion, if this is the count, that most everybody I see that has, that this wave 5 is not going to be as high as people think it's going to be. It's just not. And maybe the wave 4 could go on a lot longer and things. But if it has completed that, it's going to go deeper. Now, the argument that I have for that is going into the correction that we're in right now with Ethereum, where this is an ABC. It completed the 5th, and this is an ABC with an extended C wave, and then it's going into some sort of corrective move into here, and it's going to come back down deeper to complete actual wave 2, more than likely on a 5-wave move like this, something like that. And the reason I say that is that if you go to the whole sequence, back to the daily, where there's a correction based on Ethereum's corrections, it would come down. Like right now, that's just 55%. It could come down, and I think if it's in the 60% range, it would be more in line with these corrections. Like look at this correction here, 93%, and then this correction here, this one was 70%. I just think that a 60% correction is more reasonable. And to me over here, like it's at 55. I guess 55 would be acceptable. I guess if it's bullish, that could be acceptable. But I think just the 60% area just seems to me to be more reasonable on a correction. Now, the other way to look at that too is that fifth could have been done, and that this is already done too, because maybe that's deep enough, 55%, and that this somehow can be a bullish count out of this mess right here that we're been going through. That this is, you know, a bullish count where this was a wave one and this is a wave two. This is some sort of wave one and this is a wave two. You know, just you know, I mean, if Ethereum gets up to these areas, you know, you could say that if it gets up to 3,700, you could come up with a bullish count on somehow, you know, with that. You could say that. Or even with this move right here, let's say this is a one, you know, 1-1-2 type move somehow. You know, well, that's a massive move for Ethereum right there. If you say that's a 1-2, so just going over it, looking at it, I mean, I still think that there's a higher probability that this is some sort of corrective move up, and it's going to swing back down to this area. And, you know, my thesis is saying that there could be a probability that the fifth wave was completed just based off the divergences that we have right here. So it's just basically what I'm saying is the answers here. Is this the count, or is this, you know, another part of a correction? And this is an ABC. If this is an ABC move and not this 5-wave move, then, you know, more than likely this is a fourth wave that's way out here, you know, where it ends, say, for example, right here, and then it goes up on a shorter fifth wave. All right, guys, I just wanted to go over that briefly, show you what I was just thinking about with Ethereum and the different counts. If you made it all the way to the end, I do appreciate it. Thanks for watching my video. Peace.